Hi everyone, Victor here again, and in today's lesson, I'll be talking about the basic Linux OS management skills to have part 1. In series 1 of the Linux system administration course, I spoke extensively about the run levels of the 6 unit systems and the run target or boot target or mode of the systemd systems as well. And I'll be dropping the link to that lesson in the description box below. For Red Hat systemd systems, like I mentioned in that lesson, the run targets are we have 0, which means power off, shut down, and that simply means that whenever you set your run target to 0, it means that you're going to shut down the system. Another run target we have is 1, and that is the rescue mode or rescue shell. This mode is known as the single user mode in the 6 unit systems, and we have the run target 2, run target 3, and run target 4. These modes, that's 2, 3, and 4, they are the multi user mode, but this is non graphical, meaning that whenever you set your system to this mode, of course, you're going to have a full system, full network. However, you're not going to have a GUI interface. And for Run Target 5, this is also a multi-user mode, but in this case, you're going to have the graphical or desktop interface. And for Run Target 6, this is the reboot mode, right? So, meaning that when you set your system to this mode, your system will continue to reboot. So it's going to be like in a reboot loop. And for Ubuntu system 2, we have different run targets. For run target 0, that's power off. For run target 1, that is rescue, is the same as that of the Red Hat Enterprise Linux system. And for we don't have run target 2, then for run target 3, that is the multi-user mode, and yeah, full network multi-user but no graphical user interface, just like we have in RHEL for 2, 3, and 4, right? So for run target 5, that is the multi-user mode, and of course, um, this has a GUI interface, so it's the same as the RHEL system. And for Run Target 6, it is also the same as the RHEL system, which is the reboot mode. And in that same lesson, I also mentioned how to see the default target, the running target, and how to switch between these targets, both in the operational mode or from the grub menu. For example, to see the current target of your system or the current mode of your system for both Red Hat and Ubuntu systems, we can use the command run level. And to see the default target of your system for both Red Hat and Ubuntu systems, we can use the command systemctl get default. And to change the current run target in operational mode, meaning that when the system is up and running, so if you want to change the current run target to a different one, you can use the command init followed by the run level number. And you can also use the command, if you don't want to use init followed by the run level number, you can use the command systemctl isolate followed by the run level name. So for example, if the run level name is multi-user.target, to change to multi-user.target mode, you can use the command systemctl isolate multi-user.target. We're going to see how to do all of these in the action time section. Again, you should know that these settings is not persistent. Whenever you do these settings in the operational mode, it is not persistent. So, for example, if you change your current run target to another run target for system D systems, it is not persistent. If you reboot your system, your system will boot to the default run target. Hence, if you want to make this persistent, you need to set the default run target, and to do that, you can use the command systemctl set default followed by the run level. So for example, if you want to set the default run level to graphical.target or multi-user.target, you can just use the command systemctl set dash default graphical.target. And of course, you can verify that when you're done setting it by using the command set systemctl get default. So of course, we're also going to practicalize this in the action time section. You should also know that apart from changing or switching between this target in operational mode, like I've said, one can also switch between this target from the grub or boot menu. I also talked about this extensively in the series 1 lesson of this course. And like I said, I'll drop the link to that lesson. So if you want to learn more about it, of course, feel free to do that. So if you want to change the run target from the grub menu, by the time you reboot your system and at the grub menu, at the end of the Linux line, one can simply add the parameter systemd.unit equals graphical.target if you're changing to graphical.target, and if you're changing to multi-user mode, of course you can just use the command systemd.unit equals multi-user.target, and if you're also changing to the rescue mode, you can also use the command systemd.unit equals the parameters, systemd.unit equals rescue.target. So by the time you add this parameter at the end of the line, at the end of the parameters for the Linux line, and you press Ctrl X from your keyboard, it is going to boot to that mode. And of course, this would be the current run target, that is the running one, and not a default one. So having understood this run target, how to set a default one, and how to switch between this run target. So when I say run target, of course, I also mean boot target or modes. They are the same thing. So it is also important to know that there is another important system D run target called emergency. However, there is currently no numerical mapping for the emergency target. Therefore, to also boot into this target or mode from the grub menu, one can also use the parameter system.unit equals emergency.target. So having understood all of this, let's now look at what it really means to boot to both rescue and emergency mode. We're going to look at the differences, and we're also going to look at the step-by-step guide. I'm going to be using the Red Hat Enterprise Linux system for this demonstration, and this is also applicable to the Ubuntu system. It's the same command. And you can see that I've decided to use the console because I wanted to see what's happening by the time we're doing these changes. So to see the current run target or boot target or mode, whichever one you want to call it, to see the current run target your system is running on, you can use the command run level. So you can see that my system is currently running on mode 5, and like I mentioned that mode 5 is the multi-user mode, that's the multi-user target. However, it is a graphical user interface mode. But you can see that my system, because I don't have the desktop package, the genome package being installed on my system, that's why you're not seeing the graphical user interface. If I had the desktop package being installed, this would have, shown you the GUI interface. So for us to change the current run level, you can use the command init. So if I want to take it to run level 3, which is also the multi-user target without the GUI interface, so I can just say init 3. And now if I do run level, you can now see that I am running on run target 3. If you look at the first output, it shows N5. N means not available, meaning that I was not running on any run level before, and at that time my run level was 5, and now the 5.3 means that I was formerly running on run level 5, and now I am running on run level or run target 3. We can also decide to change the current run target to 6. And like I said, if you do um if you change it to 6, that means that your system is going to reboot, because that is the mode for run target 6. So if I say init 6, you can see that my system is rebooting. And you don't want to set your default run target to 6, because if you do that, this is just the current one, so of course my system would reboot and come back to normal. But if you set your default run target to 6, what it means is that because it's the default run target, the system is going to reboot, it's going to come up, it's going to reboot, it's going to come up, it's just going to be on a restart loop. And of course, no one wants to set their run target, their default run target to mode 6. So I'm just going to give him the password, root password. So you can just say PA. Okay, now that I'm in, so we can see how we're able to change the run target, the current run target from one to the other. And of course, again, to see the default run target, you can just use the command system ctl. You can say get default. You can see that the default run target is graphical target, which is mode 5, right? Meaning that it's a multi-user target, and it's the one with the GUI interface. If I want to change the default run target to another mode, of course, I can just say system ctl. I can say set default. For example, I can just say multi user dot target. So if I now do systemctl get default, you can now see that I am a multi-user dot target. So don't get this twisted. Even the graphical dot target is also a multi-user mode. That's the graphical mode. Just that the way the system interprets it is that whenever you set it to graphical dot target, it knows that yes, you're talking about mode 5, and whenever you set it to multi-user or target, you're talking about mode 3. However, mode 5 is also multi-user, because many users can concurrently log into the system. So that's just the way the system is differentiating it. And yeah, we also need to look at how we've been able to do this in the operational mode. That is, we've been able to do this while the system is running. So let us also look at how to do this from the group menu. So I'm going to reboot the system, and then from the group menu, you can see here I'm going to press letter E, that is to edit that kernel line. Let me just try and expand this a bit. So by the time it takes me to this kernel line, then I can come to the Linux line here, and at the end of the line, I can append the parameter to say that I want the system to boot into a different run target. So I can just say systemd.unit. So whichever run target or mode I want it to boot to, I can specify it here. So I can just say, for example, if I want it to boot to the multi-user mode, I can just say multi-user dot target. If I want the system to boot to the graphical dot target, for example, I can just say graphical dot target. If I want the system to boot to the emergency mode, like I mentioned, that we have that, but it's not numerical, so meaning that this is the only place that's from the boot menu, that's from the group menu. This is the only place we can take our system to the emergency mode. So I can just say emergency dot target, and of course, if I want it to boot to rescue dot target, I can just say rescue dot target. Rescue dot target, that is the mode one. So let's just boot the system to mode one, which is rescue.target. So I can do Control X, and that is going to take me to that rescue shell. So let's wait while the system put to the rescue shell or rescue mode. It's just taking a bit of time to do that, and that's normal. So you can now see that it's telling me to give a password for maintenance. So I can just give the password. You can see now that I'm in that mode, which is rescue mode. And if I do run level, you can see that I'm in run level 1, which is the rescue mode. And to do this on Ubuntu system, that is to change the run target on Ubuntu system. So I'm just going to restart this Ubuntu VM, and let's do the same thing here. I think I'll just do a reboot. And 6. Yeah. I've actually crashed this Ubuntu system, and that's because I've used it a whole lot for some other stuff. And I think that's good. By the time we get to the second part, the by the time we get to the serious troubleshooting part, then we can just use this system. So I'm just going to turn it up again. So I'm going to press escape. So for Ubuntu, let me try and expand this. By the time the system is booting up for Ubuntu, you press escape to get to the group menu. So I can do it two ways, but for the first way, on the Ubuntu line here, I can press the letter E on my keyboard to edit the kernel line. And of course, on the Linux line, just like we did for the RHEL system, so you look for a Linux line here. You just scroll down, and you can see the Linux line here. So at the end of the line, yeah, this is a bit compacted, right? So at the end of the line, you can add the same thing. So you can say systemd.unit, equals whatever mode you want to put the system into, you can add it just like we did on the Red Hat part, which is emergency, rescue, multi-user, graphical. But in this case, let's do the emergency mode. So I can just say emergency dot target, and now I can do target, and now I can do Control X to boot into that emergency mode. System is booting up. We're just gonna wait till it's done. So I'm just going to give the root password to continue. So I can just say, and by the way, we are seeing this give root password to continue because that's just because the system is not really broken. If the system were really, really broken, you don't, in fact, we need to boot to the mode where we don't even need to give the password because let's even say you lose your root password, right? So we are going to get to that as we go on in this lesson. So I just want to show you that yes, of course, this is how you can boot to this mode from the grub menu. And if I do run level here to see run level level, we should get something like unknown, and that's because, like I said, that for the emergency mode, there is no numerical value attached to it. And that's why you are seeing unknown. However, this is even telling you that yes, we have put the system to the emergency mode. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next lesson.